Hey, thank you for watching this week. I want to say a special thank you to those of you who have been writing on the website, writing me on Facebook, and telling me your testimonies, your praise reports, and some of you who are writing in for prayer. I just want you to know that I treat that very seriously, and I want to thank you for sending me the reports and the encouragement that you're receiving from this ministry. In fact, I want to read this from Melissa, and maybe you can relate to some of this. She says, Terry, I just wanted to let you know how much your Broken, Mended, and Made Whole series has helped me. I've been a changed woman for many years, but I still struggled with some bad choices from my past. So many times I've wondered why I would respond to things here in the present a certain way. I was not a rejected person anymore. I was successful, married to a great guy, etc. Yet something still hindered me. Sometimes it felt like a physical weight on my body. Things from my past would pop up in my mind. I know what she means. Such feelings of shame. Of course, all of that was well hidden behind my outgoing personality. She sounds a lot like me. Not even my husband or closest friends knew of the things I struggled with. When I first started listening to these CDs, I cried. Finally, someone had been there and wasn't afraid to talk about it. You spoke to my heart, and I am made whole. Isn't that awesome? I'm rejoicing with Melissa. And I want to say thank you to those of you who are supporting this ministry, because you're helping me reach hurting people just like I was, but people all over the world. We all go through things, and some of us just need a solution. And I want to say thank you for supporting me and helping me reach people like Melissa. I just returned from a meeting where the altar was filled with people crying out for a new beginning. And as they stood at the altar, I just said, how many of you do not want to be in this same place you're in right now next year at this time? Well, every hand in the whole place went up. I said, how many of you are going to stop allowing your memories to be bigger than your dreams? The whole place raised their hands. And I'm believing with them that that's the case. But unfortunately, a lot of people will still be in the same place they're at today next year at this time. And I don't want that to be the case, but I know I was that way, in the same place year after year. And the reason why is because we don't want to make the changes that we know we need to make to see our dreams come to pass. Change isn't change until we change. And I believe God has given you a dream. He's given you some goals, some things that you want to pursue, things that are deep down on the inside of you. And maybe you've given up on them, you've procrastinated on them, you're waiting for that perfect time, you're waiting for that word from God, and you've just kind of put them to the side. Nothing's changing. You're still dealing with the same stuff. Your dreams aren't coming to pass. Don't be like the guy whose tombstone read, died at 30, buried at 60. In other words, he quit living. He quit dreaming. He quit going for those things that God put on the inside of him. Proverbs 23:18, it clearly says, where there is no vision, the people perish. And that simply means die. Well, I believe that God has put dreams on the inside of you for a purpose, and He has every intention of bringing them to pass. But at the same time, He wants you to be ready. You've got to be ready for that next phase that God has for your life. And God's watching you. In fact, the Lord said to me one time, I was just listening for anything I would hear Him say, and I clearly heard Him say, when I know you're ready, get ready. In other words, God's expecting us to do something to be prepared for our dreams to come to pass. I absolutely hate that feeling of not being ready. Don't you hate that when somebody tells you, I'll pick you up for dinner at 6 o'clock. At 5:30, you're in the bathroom, drying your hair, changing clothes 5 different times. All of a sudden, the doorbell rings, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not ready. I hate that feeling. I'm like, why are you here? I thought I still had 30 minutes. Well, I don't believe we have time to waste anymore. God's telling you, get ready now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Every day that you live is another day you don't have left. And time is ticking. We don't have another day, another year to just waste waiting for that dream to come to pass. One of the things that you've got to do is start today. Not tomorrow, start today. I heard somebody say, it's not where you start, but whether you start. Are you going to start pursuing your dreams today? So many of us have that attitude of, I'll start tomorrow. I mean, I've been that way, and I'm still that way in certain areas where I'll start tomorrow. We'll say I'll start the diet tomorrow. I'll wait till the first of the month, or I'll wait till my birthday. No, start today. You know, Jimmy Lyons, he said, tomorrow is the only day in the year that appeals to a lazy man. Tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. I can't help but think of Pharaoh and the frogs. You know, he could have been delivered from that plague of frogs, and they asked him, when do you want to be delivered? And basically, you know, he just answered, tomorrow. Why? Why would he want to go another night in bondage, in fear, in misery, in torment, disgusted and grossed out? Why not start today? Well, I believe God's telling you, start today. Do something today to start pursuing your dreams. Don't wait for this magical thing to happen where all of a sudden you have that successful career. You're preaching all over the world. You've got books maybe you have a dream of writing books. Well, have you written the books? Maybe you can picture them published all over the world. But have you written one book? Have you written one chapter? Have you got all these ideas, but you just haven't written anything down? You know, desires aren't enough. Good intentions aren't enough. We have to put action behind our ideas. And I want to challenge you, start today, even if it's 10 minutes of preparing for your dreams. Set aside those 10 minutes so that when God says, okay, the time has come, I'm going to bring a publisher into your life, you can say, I'm ready. Instead of, I haven't even written my book yet. Start today. You know, Louis L'Amour, he said, the water does not flow until the faucet is turned on. I have a good friend who, he had these dreams and desires of being a pastor in his own church. But he was a youth pastor for many years, and he was amazing at it. And he loved doing it. But he knew in his heart, one day, I'm going to be a pastor. Well, he kept a file. He just had this file that he titled, One Day When I Pastor. And every idea he had, every dream he had, he put it in that file. Well, the day came when God said, it's time for you to start your own church. And you know what he did? He got that file out. He was ready. So I want to challenge you today, start today. You know, one of the things I've experienced in my own life is with every dream that has come to pass in my life, it has required that I sow a seed towards it, every one of them. And so I want to challenge you, if there are dreams and desires on the inside of you, things that you want to pursue so bad, sow a seed towards it. And I invite you to sow into this ministry, and I want you to know that this is good ground to sow into, and that I treat your seed seriously and with integrity. And not only that, but when you sow into Terri Savelle Ministries, I want to give you this new book that we just came out with called You're Valuable to God. This is my seed back into your life. And I challenge you to do it now. Start today. Whatever God's called you to do something today, even if it's 10 minutes. Set aside that 10 minutes. Do some research on your computer. Do whatever you need to do to start today pursuing your dreams. And when God sees that you're ready, get ready. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week.